Look at these two Nissan engines, same model, same mileage, but one is down nearly 20% in power. And the difference comes down to what's inside the oil pan. And I'm not talking about some catastrophic failure. Both engines start fine. No warning lights, no obvious issues. But one of them just feels tired, sluggish, like it's working harder than it should. If you've owned a Nissan past 100,000 miles, you might have felt it. And that slight hesitation when you hit the gas, the engine not pulling like it used to, maybe even a rougher idle creeping in over time. It's subtle at first, easy to ignore. Most people chalk it up to age, normal wear and tear, right? But here's where it gets interesting. When you start digging into what's actually happening inside these engines, a pattern begins to show, and it points back to something most owners never question: the oil. Now listen, Nissan's recommendations aren't random. There's engineering behind them. Fuel efficiency standards, emissions targets, cold start performance. All of that plays a role in why certain oil grades are specified. But what works perfectly on paper doesn't always play out the same way after 100,000 miles of real-world driving. And this next part is going to make you look at your maintenance routine a little differently. According to oil analysis reports from labs like Blackstone, some Nissan engines, especially certain 4-cylinder and V6 models, show a trend of viscosity breakdown earlier than expected. That means the oil isn't holding its thickness under heat and stress the way it should over time. Now, let's break that down in plain terms. Viscosity is basically how thick the oil is. Think of it like honey versus water. Honey stays thick and coats surfaces. Water runs thin and drains away quickly. Engine oil needs to sit somewhere in between. It has to flow when it's cold, but stay thick enough when it's hot to keep metal parts from touching each other. Because inside your engine, you've got components moving at thousands of revolutions per minute. Pistons going up and down, crankshaft spinning, valves opening and closing in perfect timing. And all of that relies on a microscopic film of oil to prevent direct metal-on-metal contact. Here's the thing. When that oil film gets too thin under heat, even slightly, those surfaces start to make contact. Not enough to cause immediate failure, but enough to create gradual wear. And over tens of thousands of miles, that wear adds up. Now think about what happens in a lot of modern Nissan engines. You've got higher operating temperatures, tighter tolerances, and in many cases, direct injection, which can introduce fuel dilution into the oil. Fuel dilution basically means small amounts of fuel mix into the oil over time. That thins it out even more, so now you've got heat breaking the oil down, and fuel making it thinner than intended, and that combination starts to compromise the oil's ability to protect. This is why, in some lab reports, you'll see viscosity dropping below the expected range before the oil change interval is even reached. And that's important, because if the oil is thinning out earlier than expected, then your engine is spending part of its life cycle running with reduced protection. Now multiply that over years of driving. When technicians tear down engines that have gone past 100,000 miles, a few consistent signs tend to show up. You'll often see carbon buildup around the piston rings. That buildup can cause the rings to stick slightly, reducing their ability to seal properly. And when that seal isn't perfect, you lose compression. Less compression means less power. You might also see light scoring on cylinder walls. Not deep gouges, but enough to indicate long-term friction where a stronger oil film might have prevented it. And this is where a lot of owners start noticing the symptoms. The engine still runs, but it doesn't feel as strong. Acceleration isn't as crisp. Fuel economy might even dip slightly. And that's not even the worst part, because once that wear reaches a certain point, it becomes very difficult to reverse. You can slow it down, but you can't undo it. Now, to be fair, Nissan's oil recommendations are based on a balance of factors. Thinner oils like 0W20 improve fuel economy. They flow quickly during cold starts. They help meet emission standards. And for a brand new engine, under controlled conditions, they work exactly as intended. But here's where the conversation gets more nuanced. In real-world driving, especially in hotter climates, stop-and-go traffic, or extended highway runs, oil is exposed to conditions that go beyond those ideal test environments. Higher sustained temperatures, longer intervals between changes, variations in fuel quality. And under those conditions, some mechanics and oil analysts have observed that slightly thicker oils may maintain their protective film better over time. Now, this doesn't mean the factory recommendation is wrong. It means it's optimized for a specific set of priorities: fuel efficiency, emissions compliance, warranty coverage, longevity beyond 100,000 miles. That's influenced by how the vehicle is used and maintained, and that's where you come in. So what should you actually do if you want your engine to stay strong past 100,000 miles? First, consider your driving conditions. If you're mostly doing short trips, in moderate temperatures, the factory oil recommendation may be perfectly fine. But if you're in a hot climate, or you do a lot of highway driving, or your engine already has higher mileage, it may be worth discussing a slightly thicker oil with a trusted mechanic. Something like moving from 0W20 to 5W30, depending on the engine and manufacturer allowances, can provide a more stable oil film under heat. But, and this is important, always verify what your specific engine can safely handle. Not all engines are designed for the same tolerances. Second, pay attention to your oil change intervals. If you're following extended intervals, 75,100 to 10,000 miles, you might want to reconsider that, especially as the engine ages. Shortening that interval can reduce the amount of time the oil spends in a degraded state. Third, check your oil condition regularly. Pull the dipstick. Look at the color and consistency. If it smells strongly of fuel or feels unusually thin, that could be a sign of dilution or breakdown. And finally, listen to your engine. If you notice changes in sound, responsiveness, or smoothness, don't ignore them. Those subtle shifts are often early indicators of what's happening internally. Because here's the reality. Most engines don't suddenly fail, they gradually wear down. And the difference between an engine that still feels strong at 150,000 miles and one that feels worn out at 110,000 often comes down to small decisions made consistently over time. If this made you rethink what's going into your engine, you're not alone. Most people never question it until they start noticing the change. Drop a comment and let me know what oil you're running and how your engine feels past 100K. I'm genuinely curious what's happening out there in the real world. And if you want more deep dives like this, where we break down what's actually happening under the hood, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.